Well, joining us on Running It Straight now, I'm going to say third time lucky, Kempy. We've been hounding him for a couple of weeks now, but it is great to have the Warriors number 6 on. Boy, he's travelling well at the moment, and the fans have just been begging us to have him on and to ask him a couple of questions. So joining us on the line now, very special privilege to have Luke Metcalf out of the Warriors. G'day, Luke.
Hey, boys. How are you?
Hey, Luke, we're all good, mate. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us on Running It Straight. Mate, your form is outstanding. You've got to be happy at the moment.
Yeah, it's obviously good to be playing with the boys at the moment. It's obviously pretty easy to get on the back of some boys like Adnan and Shaun, Toby Harris, who are playing well. So I'm just trying to fit in where I can in the team and just find my role. I still feel like I'm doing that at the moment. So as long as I can just keep doing that, I think I should be fine.
Mate, I was talking to Sammy on Saturday night when we were calling the game, and there was that moment there where Shaun's put that little kick through. You've obviously given him the wink. And I've seen that happen so many times before when halves actually, they start to get on the same page and it can become really dangerous. Are you feeling really confident now knowing your role and what Shaun's doing? And do you feel that sinking of your form happening with him?
Yeah, well, first I've got to put that kick down to the old the GOAT, Stacey Jones. He's the one who's been coming up with that little play.
You know, Stacey used
to
have a really good kicking coach.
He claims us every time, Luke Kemp. It was always him who magically turned Stacey Jones into the player that he was.
Well, yeah, I've got to give him a little bit of credit there. But yeah, obviously, like you're saying, it's good to sort of be playing with Shaun, and I think it helps that we're pretty good mates off the field. So I feel like our on-field chemistry is just getting better every single game. And yeah, like you said, he sort of can look up at each other and give each other little signals and certain things that I want him to do, or if he wants me to get him the ball. I feel like it's just getting better every game.
Luke, the team has been playing fantastically well over the last couple of games, and you yourself specifically have really taken another step up and really improved your game. Just from you personally, where do you feel like that major improvement in your game has come from? I guess when you first were getting that start regularly for the first grade team, it was a bit of a step up. You may be just finding your feet a little bit. Now you just seem a lot more, I guess, confident. What specifically about your game do you feel has gone to the next level over the last couple of games?
Yeah, so obviously when I first came in, I was just really concentrating on my support play and just trying to really get that up. But now I feel like I'm getting my hands on the ball a little bit more, getting sort of when we're going a bit set for set with teams, I feel like I'm sort of getting the ball in my hands, like in certain positions, how I like to get it. I think the boys are starting to understand how I like to play and how I like to run the ball and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like that's probably the main thing. The sort of understanding where I like to get the ball and getting the ball off later down a short side or off a shift out the back of one of the middles. So I feel like that's probably the main thing now.
Webby's talked a lot in the last few weeks about the team's identity sort of centering around, I guess, defence. And when you look at Sunday's game against the Sharks as a team that we know can score points for fun, so to restrict them to such a small total is quite a big achievement. But you know, you guys seem to be having a lot of fun on attack as well, Luke, and that shows by the scorelines that we've been seeing over the last month or so. Just from your perspective, and I guess the playing group's perspective, how do you describe that team identity? Is it centred around defence, or do you sort of take just as much pride in what you guys are doing on attack as well?
Yeah, I think you said it right. The defence, obviously, it's a cliche saying it wins premierships, but I think it's true because you look at all the teams that have won in the past, they're all really good defensive teams. So yeah, I think we take a lot of pride in that, and we do a lot of work and a lot of film sort of on our defence, and we were pretty happy with, I think it was 10 points we held Cronulla to, a pretty handy attacking team. So it's not easy to do that. So yeah, obviously the defence is our number one thing that we want to get right. But yeah, like you said, it's always fun when you're flowing on attack, but they can sort of flow on both your defences on, then I feel like it flows into your attack too. So they're both on, and I think we're going to be going pretty good.
They sort of go hand in hand, don't they, Luke? You know, like you've got possession of the football, you know, you keep your breathing right, and then you get into the game, you keep behind your kick chase and stuff like that. Just talk about your middle. You know, your middle, when they do the job for you, both you and Shaun seem to have a lot more easier time in the back of it. If you look at that game against the Roosters and Souths where your middle wasn't so good, it doesn't go so well. So how important have those blokes like the Aiden Whanua, Blake Tohu Harris, Dylan Walker when he comes on been for your team?
Yeah, we're spot on there, Kempy. It's like you said, when you got people like Aden and So Harris, Dylan Walker, Bunty Fowler, Mitch Barnett, he's been coming back, and still got Murata Niokore to come back from suspension. So when you got those sort of guys laying the platform and allowing, like I said, allowing Shaun to dig into the line and create some space for him, it just makes it so much easier as a ball player when you got those guys just going forward for you. It's just crazy. They can generate some ruck speed and just create whatever they can. Also, Adam's got his offload, and Toy Harris has got his little short ball that he loves there. So it's it just creates so much space and time for us ball players. It's so fun to play at the back of.
Luke, a couple of questions in from the listeners when we mentioned that we had you on, so I'll rattle off a couple of these for you from the Warriors pages. First one comes in from Daniel, says, just want to know how Luke's adjusting to managing the hammy and the running style, and whether he's 100% fully confident with it, or if there's more upside to come. Basically, I want to know if in 2 months' time he's going to be faster than he is.
Hemmy's feeling good. Obviously, I just got to keep staying on top of it and not getting complacent with it, because that's the thing that I've sort of learnt over the last couple of years with having trouble with it. Is just when you sort of feel like you're doing okay and you might let your prep and your rehab sort of slip, and that's when something can go wrong. So I've just sort of been every training session, every game, I've just been making sure I do the prep I need to do for it. It might take a while, it might be a bit annoying sometimes, but I know that if I want to be on the field, that's the stuff I've got to do. So as long as I stay on top of all my prep and rehab sort of stuff, I know I'm going to be cool. And I'd like to be faster in another 2 months. So I'll see how it goes. No, I'm 100%. I'm just waiting. Want to stride out. Get the ball in my hands and try and stride out. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that ties into our next question from Hugh, who says, "Can Luke beat DWZ in a foot race?"
I'm not too sure. DWZ is pretty quick, though. I'd like to think so, but I'm not too sure. We've never really had a race or anything like that, but it'll be close.
Who do you think's the fastest, mate? Who do you think's the fastest in the team over 100 metres?
Oh, probably either us two. If I'd say, if I'm not too sure. Dale's pretty quick. When that mullet gets going, I think it's got some performance-enhancing things to it. So I'm not too sure.
Hey, just talking about that, Luke, like the extras, have you realised now, you've got Tamari Martin breathing down your neck, and it's not just at 5'8", but across the board you've got players that are playing out of their skin in career best form. How's the extras going, and have you realised how important it is just not to show up to training but to do all that?
Yeah, 100%. That's the massive thing I learned, especially with the last injury I had. Because I always thought I was good at preparing and good at doing all that sort of stuff, and then after I hurt myself, I didn't realise how much more I actually could be doing for myself, even on an off day or after training, all the extra stuff I could be doing. So, yeah, I feel like I just got to keep doing all that stuff. And as long as I do that, I know I'm going to be healthy. I know I'm going to be like 100% ready to go come every game, every training session. So, yeah, as long as, like I said before, as long as I just stay on top of that, then just focus on myself, and I know I'm going to be good.
Are you loving the number 6, Luke? Is that sort of where you see yourself in the future, or do you have, I guess, desires to play elsewhere?
Yeah, obviously at the moment playing 6 is cool, playing outside Shawnee and still learning off him because I'm still 24, so still got things that I can learn. But yeah, obviously when in the next couple of years or however long it is, I'd like to play number 7. That's something that I want to do in my career. I want to test myself, and because when I was a junior, I was always a halfback, so that's something that I'd love to do when I'm older. But right now, yeah, I'm loving playing with Shawnee, and that 6 role is the more I can learn off him, the better. So yeah, I'm happy with doing what I'm doing at the moment.
I'll tell you what, Luke, and this is just a tip from an ex-player. 24, next minute you're 28, next minute you're retired. It goes really, really quick. So the decisions that you're going to have to make over the next few years are really critical. It tends to lead me to this next question. Now, I know that Benji is looking for a halfback and he's driving all the way through the competitions looking at young 20-year-olds. Have you had a conversation with West Tigers?
No, I haven't had any conversation. I'm still off contract. Still on contract till the end of next year. So I don't even think I've spoken to the Warriors yet. I haven't spoken to anyone. Yeah, but I'm just enjoying playing my footy at the moment. But yeah, I haven't really had any convos with anyone, the Warriors or anyone outside the Warriors as of yet. So yeah, but I'm just want to keep playing good footy and see what can come off the back of that.
Yeah, because I only lead into that because I know with the form that you have is that, there's going to be 15, 16 other NRL clubs going, man, that Luke Metcalf's going to be a good one to get who can solidify our halves pairing. As we know, there's not that many to go around in the competition. Have you thought, and this leads me into this next question, have you thought, Shaun's just signed for one more year, being the marquee half at the club?
Oh, no, it's something I really haven't thought about. I don't know, that's probably going to sound like I'm just like I'm lying or anything like that, but I'm just actually really enjoying doing what I'm doing at the moment. Like, to be able to learn off Shaun, and even tomorrow, to be able to learn off those guys, it's been good for me, and I just feel like every game I'm stepping up and finding a bit more of a role in the team and playing that sixth position. But like I said, obviously it's something I would love to fill the halfback jersey at some stage, and that number 7 jersey. It's something that I want to do when I'm older. But yeah, I'm not too focused on that at the moment. We're playing such good footy at the moment. All I can think about now is just playing every game and trying to cement that number 6 jersey, and then hopefully make a good run into the finals.
Mate, something that I always love hearing about, particularly from players not from New Zealand, so the Aussie boys, is how you view the club identity and culture. And Webby talked about this on Sunday in his post-match, talking about how much of a family vibe they're creating, and obviously celebrating Matariki, which is a Māori holiday over here. Just from your perspective, what sort of culture and identity do you see at the Warriors?
Yeah, it's a real big family one. It's actually crazy. I get a lot of people actually asking me about this, and I actually can't explain to them how family orientated the club actually is. And I think they like you said, there's a lot of Aussie boys, there's a lot of boys who aren't actually from Auckland who are playing here, and it just makes it so much better. It makes it easy for the partners too, because I feel like if your partners or your kids, if they're settled, then I think it's going to make it easier for the player. So all the partners are always doing stuff together. They're always going out and getting a drink, going for dinner and stuff like that. And I think that makes it easier, because if your other half's doing well, then you're doing well. But yeah, and on the field and off the field, all the boys are really close. We're always going to get a coffee or going to get some lunch. But yeah, it's just a really good vibe at the moment. And Webby's actually really, I'm not too sure what it was like before he was here, but I feel like he's brought a nice sort of culture here, and I think everyone's loving it at the moment. Especially it helps when you win it on the field, but off the field it's really good too.
Yeah.
It has been quite good there a couple of times, Luke, and it's really good to see it bringing back. When I looked down on the football field on Sunday afternoon after the game, and I saw your girlfriend giving you a cuddle as you're walking off the pitch, and the jovialness of the two of you has really brought back memories about what it is when you're building that sort of DNA through the club. What part of that, as a 24-year-old, when you've got a partner, is that success built on? Like, does she offer that, when I'm talking about extras and the type of support that you need from people off the field, does she play a big part in your life?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, we've been together for a while, we have, so we're engaged now, so she actually plays a massive part. She, all little things like you're saying, Kempy, like when you're coming home, you might be getting home a bit late because you've been getting treatment or doing video and doing all that sort of stuff, and you've been away all day. So yeah, she'll literally do anything for me. If I've got to go get treatment any time in the morning or do anything, she doesn't care. She'll get up and wake up and drop me off, or she'll do whatever. So she's awesome. And yeah, like I was saying before, it makes it so much easier when you got someone there helping you, and really. Oh yeah, and I come home and I'll start talking about footy, and she'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but she'll agree and just nod her head like, yep, I get you. I'll be talking all technical, but I'll be watching my game on TV the next morning or something like that. She'll be there watching it with me, listening to me just friggin' critique myself, and yeah, it's really good.
Sounds like when I'm talking about rugby league with Kempy. Has no idea what I'm saying. Hey, Luke, a big game this Friday night, obviously against Canberra back home, which is fantastic. Going into the bye, and then from a pundit and a fan point of view, a pretty decent run home for us. Now, look, I know you're probably going to give the cliche answer of focusing on one game at a time, but there must be a sense within the group. There must be a sense of excitement that finals football is well and truly on the cards, and potentially a home final as well.
Yeah, finals. Well, that's what everyone wants to play for, eh? So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Hopefully, we can just keep winning games, and it's good. Pretty sure we've got a few home games now to end the season, so that's exciting. Hopefully, we can keep having good crowds out at Mount Smart. But yeah, I'm just excited. Just hopefully we can keep winning, and yeah, like I said, if a home final came, I couldn't imagine the atmosphere around Auckland. It'd be ridiculous. So yeah, if we can keep, like I said, if we can keep winning, then that could happen. That would be awesome.
You have no idea, Luke. Let me tell you, if you make the finals and you finish in the top 4, you'll never want to leave. And I'm just going to leave you on this before we let you go. Mate, I don't really talk about my favourite players, but you're my favourite player at the Warriors. And you remind me a hell of a lot of my career when I first started heading over to Australia and wanting to play in those positions and get an opportunity. And you just grabbed it with both hands. And I hope you got a really good manager, mate. A little bit of advice. I hope you got a really good manager, because you're sitting, when I'm looking at it, sitting on the cusp of a really big career decision, especially with the Warriors in and around this marquee halfback spot. I'll offer you my hand, mate. If you ever need to talk about something, give us a call, because I'd love to give you some advice around that. But you're going fantastic. I hope you can keep that form going through to the semi-finals. I hope you can take us to the top 4, because I think we're a chance, if we make the 4, of actually bringing that trophy, which has eluded us for so long, back here to New Zealand. You keep going well, mate. All the best against Canberra on Friday night. We'll be calling the game here on SENZ, and we've loved having you on Running It Straight today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Kemp. I really appreciate you talking to you today. And same as you, Sammy. Thanks, mate. But yeah, like you said, I'm keen to, if we get that top 4 finish, and can see what we can do from there. And yeah, excited.
SENZ. It's Kiwi for sport.